Hey, Manny, how are you doing?
Hi, Lenore. Wonderful to join you again today.
Yeah, welcome to our live and welcome to my channel. If you're if you are not familiar with my channel is all about spirituality, about relationships, how it relates to our relationships with ourselves and with other people. And we talk about all the emotional stuff. No one really talk about needing external validation, about people pleasing, about low self-esteem. And so if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop it in the chat, right? As long as it's legal, we can talk about it right here. Okay? So today's topic. So, and if you're watching the replay, feel free to write a comment, right? Okay, today's topic is everything comes to you when you give up. And when I say give up, I don't mean a quitting, I mean detachment, right? How many times, I have a question, how many times have you said, you know what, I don't care, I don't want it, it's not going to happen. And shortly after you receive what you wanted, right? How many times? It's not because you gave up, the thing. Among other things, when you gave up the attachment that you have to the thing. And in this life, we're going to dive deep about how you actually do it, right? How can you
Yes,
detach from the thing that you want or desire? Manny, what do you think about this topic?
I love this topic. I lovingly call it the power of whatever. Like you just
Yeah.
get so frustrated when you're trying to make something happen because this is what we're taught to do. You
Mm-hmm.
you want something, you think about it, you hold it, basically, and now your brain is like trying to figure out the best way to get it. And actually,
Right.
by doing this thing, you're blocking the ways in which it can come to you. And that's not something that we're taught. And this is something that we are learning in our
Right.
in our spiritual journey. So great topic to choose. Yay, I love
Yeah,
this.
and you know what, Marnie? Let's start with a really simple example. When you lose your keys, 99% you're going to find them when you stop looking, right?
When you give up. Hmm.
Yeah, because there's a deeper issue because when you're on a seeking mode, you're not on a finding mode, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and let's start with the Buddha. All of us know the Buddha, right? But the Buddha, everyone thinks that the Buddha said that desire is the root of all evil, right? But actually, what he said that the attachment and the craving, right, and the attachment to the thing, this is what brings you really suffering, right, Mani?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's the attachment to the desired outcome or the result. And
Mm-hmm.
this is this was a really really hard lesson for me to learn personally because I got very baffled by the idea of attachment and
Mm-hmm.
detachment when used in this way. So learning
Yeah.
how to detach, like I was thinking, wait, I have to give up whatever it is that I want to achieve in order to be able to get it. Like that sounds completely bonkers, but it's true.
Right, and one thing, something is not the problem. The problem is the cleaning, right? Is the when we start to obsess over it, right?
Yes.
So, so how do you know when you start to obsess over it, right? When you start to check everything, when you start to have anxiety, when you start to have doubts about the thing, right? Because we all have wants and needs and desire, and that's okay. But the problem is, after you do your part, the universe has to do its part, right? And you don't have any control over it. So when you try to control everything, something that is not you don't have any control over, right? That's where the cleaning and the attachment starts, right? And you know what? You don't even have to believe us. Just think about your own life experience, right? When you really wanted something, let's say you wanted someone, right, a boy or a girl, and you were chasing him, it didn't really was interesting, right? But when you just gave up, this person started to chase you, right? Because this is how it works, right? When you want
Yes.
something, when you cling to something, you push it away.
Yes, exactly. So when you're grasping onto something so tightly, you're like, I want to achieve this thing, I want to have this thing,
Hmm.
and this is the way that this thing can come to me. You're grasping and clinging and holding tightly to try and control how it is that it comes to you. And the problem is that when you have your hand closed in a fist, you don't have the ability to accept what it is that the
Yeah.
universe is trying to deliver to you. You're blocking yourself by holding on so tightly and cleaving to this idea that this is the only way that this goal or this desired thing can come to you. That
Right.
creates the anguish.
Right. And you can't really create space for the universe to do its part, right? So
Exactly.
what is basically attachment? It's when you cling to the outcome, right? When you start to have anxiety about it. And another thing, Marnie, think about it. When you project and the energy that you put out to the universe, it's energy of lack, right? Because when you're
Yep.
searching for something, oh, it's not here yet, it's not here yet, it's not here yet, when it's going to come. Someone asked me, you know what, Lemon, when am I going to receive what I want? So you know what I told him? When you stop asking, when is it going to happen, right? This is a big time. We have problem with time, and time it's not linear, and this is a subject for another live, and I think that we're going to touch
Oh,
it
yeah.
our next live. Yeah, but when you project to and you are on a seeking mode, like I like to call it, when you're on a seeking mode, you are not on the receiving mode, right? Because the version of you who already has it, it's not the version of you that is going to ask, oh, when it's going to come, when is it going to come, right?
Hmm. Exactly.
And it's not about really quitting your dreams,
No.
right? It's not about quitting your dreams. It's okay to set a goal, but immediately, I don't know if you can do it immediately. If you have a plant, you can put the seed in the ground, you can water it, but you're not going to check it every like 2 seconds, right?
Yeah, you have them basically. It's our old programming that says, "Oh, so in this regard, we're planting a seed, and seeds take time, but they will bloom and they will grow given the right conditions and the allowance for them to grow." So when you ask for something, when you're wanting something, and you put that ask out to the universe, you have to allow. You're not in
Right.
control of the timing. I'm sorry, but that's the rub. You're not in control of the timing. You're to basically you just got to give up the control for when the timing comes and have that faith and allow that that seed is going to bloom in its time. And it's going to be even more amazing than what you ever thought.
Right. And you know what? Even when we receive, we have a tendency, people just want more and more and more and more. And it's okay to have desires and to have wants, right? It's okay. But you know what the thing is? I've noticed that when we get what we initially wanted, we just add into the next goal, right? We are not
Yep,
even like just pause for a minute and just, appreciate what you just accomplished, because what is the use if you just accomplish what you wanted and you're not going to enjoy it, right? You just
exactly.
going to the next goal and the next goal, but yesterday you wanted the thing that you have today. So just by you taking the time and and just being grateful and just appreciate it, and we all do it, right? Because we live in this kind of society that teaches us you just have to achieve, to achieve, to achieve, and to achieve. You don't even need to, to smell the roses and to pause and to appreciate even the little things, right? And another thing, right? Because what you put your focus on expand, right?
Yes.
So
Hmm.
if you are going to put your focus on just achieving the next goal, So what are you projecting to the universe? Like, I don't have it. I don't have it, right? Even though you probably have a lot of things, right, to be
Yep.
grateful for and a lot of accomplishment, but in our ego's mind, we haven't, it's nothing, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're taught that basically to never settle, and
Mm-hmm.
never settling is basically you can bypass your happy point, the point at which you feel balanced and you feel accomplished and everything is great. We're taught that we have to have this discontent because we can never be standing still. We got to keep going for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and that keeps us on a treadmill, which I'm sorry is going to keep us anchored exactly where you were basically from birth. So in order to break this cycle here, what we're talking about basically is one of the keys to free yourself from that cycle and enjoy what it is that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Be thankful for it, give thanks for it, take the pause, enjoy it, and then wait for the next thing.
And you know what, Moni? Unfortunately, we have a tendency to appreciate things just when we start to lose them, right? And I think you have a story like let's say I give you an example, right? I give you an example.
Sorry.
Let's say you have a special like a really favorite product you use, right? So you have it like you go to the supermarket and you have a lot of stock, you see the shelves full with this product, right? But once you see just one or two of them and they're going to tell you that it's not going to be manufactured anymore, or you start to go into panic, oh my God, this is my favorite product. And Money, you can relate, right? Because you told me yesterday a story, right? You want to share it?
Oh, this is going to make people laugh. Okay, so it had to do, believe it or not, with a particular manufacturer of a macaroni and cheese product that I mean, I'm a foodie. I will say it, but I love my comfort foods. Mac and cheese is at the top. And there's this one manufacturer in the northern US that makes their own cheddar. They're famous for it. So there was a sharp white cheddar mac and cheese. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely amazing. And I realized after using it for probably a couple of years that it looked like my local grocer was not going to be carrying it anymore. They put all the boxes on for half price. So I grabbed 10 boxes because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it anymore. And I'm in a panic and they put them in the pantry and I just carefully pull one out like once a week, once every other week to make sure my supply lasted. And when it was gone, it was gone, and I'm like, "What the heck am I gonna do now?" And I gave it up. I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'm not gonna have this mac and cheese, and I can probably lay off it a little bit." Well, I had to go to Walmart with my husband to grab some air filters for our air conditioner, and we cut through the grocery section, and sure enough, in the pasta aisle, what was right at my eye level? My favorite mac and cheese. And so since I knew they were gonna be carrying that, I just grabbed 2 boxes, put it in my cart, and said, "Thank you."
Yeah, you know what? It's a thing. When you give up, you
You get
receive the thing. You receive the thing that you wanted, right?
Yep,
And you
and
know,
it was even cheaper
yeah.
than what I had bought it for previously, so that's the better than expected part.
And yeah, that's another thing. Sometimes it seems like things are going wrong and they're not going like the way we wanted. But actually, it's like beneficial for you, right? Like you said, you got like a cheaper price, right? So sometimes the way, because again, our higher self, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, he has the broad eyes view, right? He knows that that's another thing, right? Sometimes we are not fully ready to receive the thing we desire. We think that we are ready, right? But sometimes we are not. And you just think about it. A lot of the time, there's things that you wanted to achieve and you
Yep,
didn't at the exact time when you want it, right? But afterwards, you received something better, and then you told yourself, oh my God, thank God I didn't receive this thing that I initially wanted, right? Because
right?
if it wouldn't have allowed and make the space for the better things to come in. So sometimes we see things from our limited ego perspective, right? And when I say ego, ego is our ego mind, is our thoughts and our basically our conscious mind, right? But we don't have really the ability because everything is happened beyond the scenes, right? Like we
Yep.
touched on the previous slide, all growth is happening beyond the surface, right?
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, it's uncomfortable, it's counterintuitive,
Mm-hmm.
and in all of this, the wrong people are gonna think you're absolutely bonkers for suddenly doing a 180 and thinking and doing the things that you're doing now, but those are the very things that are going to give you that spiritual freedom that's, just on the other side of what society
Right. Oh
thinks,
my God.
so
Like, think about it. You feel just so relieved when you just, oh, you know what? Whatever. I don't care. Like, I don't care anymore. Like,
yeah. Yeah, you let
and
it
you know
go.
what? Yeah. And if you want something for years and you just let it go and then you receive it, you just like, you know what? The only thing I needed to do is just to let go. I didn't need to do anything, right? And you have it, and this is one of the things that will make it easier for you to let go, right? Just think about experiences when you just was really clingy and needy and wanted something, right, and didn't receive it. And when you let it go, you receive it. So you have it like in your memory storage, right? So
Yes.
anytime you start to feel clingy or you start, because another thing is like being playful, right? Because when you
Yes.
take everything so seriously and you are just thinking about the outcome, you are not really enjoying the way, right? You
Exactly.
feel a lot of, and even when you receive it, you feel so drained and you like, I don't know, like you're not really enjoying the process. But when you start to enjoy every little step and really enjoy this small step during the journey, so you know what? The result is
Yeah.
going to take care of itself, right?
Yep. There's two parts to this. Ask and allow. The allowing
Mm-hmm.
part is the detachment that's on here. Detachment equals patience, and patience is not a virtue that a lot of us have these days because everything is just so instant in this present world that we live in, sort of thing. Um, but I mean, the nice thing is that basically when you are in the allowing phase,
Mm-hmm.
after the ask, and you notice all of a sudden that you're obsessing thinking about this certain ask thing, this desire, this experience that you want to have, and you're obsessively thinking about it. Now the step is to have awareness,
Mm-hmm.
on the practicing the detachment. It's noticing when you're obsessing so that you can gently refocus to
Right.
be able to allow the universe to be able to deliver.
Right.
You got to get out of your own way.
And the easiest way I found is just shift your focus to the present moment, right?
Yes.
Like you don't have to think about like complicated things and stop like trying to figure out how it's going to come to you because I'm sure that when you like every one of you experienced that when you just didn't think about the thing right and when you won't really focus on the thing then you receive it. It was like a pleasant surprise for the universe from the universe, right?
Being
Sometimes
playful.
money, yeah, you know what, sometimes money I like let's say I want something and I don't even express it, I'm just thinking about it and it happens. You know what, because I'm like, you know what, it would have been nice to experience it, and then like boom, you know, you don't
Exactly.
have, and a lot of people think that like giving up, it's not really giving up because giving up. It has a lot of aspects in it, right? So part of the, because when you just give up completely, sometimes you can't even, like, even if you don't want it anymore, you're going to receive it, right? But it's not the giving up of the desire, it's giving up of the attachment, right? The attachment is included in the desire, right? The
Yeah.
attachment and the resistance and all the stress. So it's not about giving up, like giving up the thing you want. Just when you give up, you just release a lot of energy that really blocked you from what you want to experience. And
Yep.
feel free
We
to
did.
ask questions in the chat if you have any questions.
So it's also about, so in that ask and allow phase, in the allowance is, you have to have trust. Basically, you're trusting
Mm,
that what you have put out,
yeah.
what is for you, is never going to pass you by. It's
It's really
what
hard for us. It's really
it
hard for us
is.
to trust because we were taught to trust things that we see, like physically
See, hear,
see.
smell, taste, touch. The
Yeah.
what comes to us through the five senses.
And
Yes.
you know what? Again, I'm not saying to be complacent and like, you know what, universe, just give me what I desire. No, sometimes it works, right? I'm not saying, but when there's a point when you just, sometimes the easiest way for me, you know what? I did everything I could. I just don't know what to do anymore. So right now, you handle it for me, right? I'm talking to myself. You take care of it for me, right? So
Yes.
this is really the hard part to trust because you don't have any control over this part. Yeah, you can do a lot of things, right? And sometimes you have to stop doing a lot of things because
Yeah.
if you're doing things out of anxiety and out of
Desperation.
fear, yeah, and desperation. It's not really, people can feel when you are desperate, and so are the universe. The universe is just a person, right? It can feel when you are desperate, and again, the universe is just one. I'm going to repeat it over and over again. It's just one big copying machine. So when you want something, when you ask, where is it? Where is it? Right? The universe is just a copying machine. So okay, you want more of the asking where it is? I will give you more of the asking, right? I will give you more of you don't have it. I don't have it. I will give you more of it, right? It's just
Be-
you do know like you have like sometimes little children they just everything they repeat everything you say, right? There's a phase that they repeat everything you say. So that's the universe. It's like a little child that okay, that's what you said. Yeah, you know that, but it's not happen like in an instant, right? You have to repeat it over and over again, and there's the delay. And if you repeat over and over again the thing that you desire, again, even if you don't have attachment, even if you don't have resistance, there's like a period that nothing is going to happen, right? And this is the point where the universe is going to take care of it for you, but you have to allow that space to be and to sit in that dead zone, right? In the unknown, right?
in the void. Yep.
Yeah. So how
That's where a
does it
lot of
work for
chaos
you?
happens. Or well, in the void, there's a lot of chaos that happens. There's also absolutely nothing that happens. And in both
Mm-hmm.
cases, it's very frustrating to be able to know where to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so at this point, basically, this is the deciding factor. This is where basically you need to get out of your own way. Now, when you're talking about, like, it's not giving up on your desires, it's giving up the control associated
Right.
with that thing that you're attached to. The one little caveat to that is, while you are in that allowing phase, you need to be open to the ideas basically that come into your head that can mean inspired action from the universe. Like you said, it doesn't mean you stop doing everything
Right.
towards achieving your goal. a lot of times you're going to start receiving direction if you're quiet enough to be able to hear it and notice things that are brought into your experience. It could be walking past somebody in a supermarket and catching something that they're talking about that you were just thinking about, having to do with a certain industry or a lead or an innovation or something like that, that gives you that next step that you may want to go on to. So it's not that you have to surrender everything completely and forget about it. It's remain open, don't grasp, remain open to receive those nudges, those little intuitive nudges and the downloads that you get from your higher self, the universe, God, whatever it is that you call that higher power.
Yeah, and you know what? And you know what? One thing that I found, like, just dare the universe. You know what? I dare you, universe. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. This is what I desire. You know how many stories I heard when you make it happen for me, right? And then you're
Yep.
going to let it go, and then you're going to feel a nudge to do something, like to call someone, to go somewhere, to an event, right? And to make connections with someone. Oh my God, it really happened to me, like when I was like few years ago, when I was like in coaching school, right at the very beginning. So I have like a limited amount of time to find coaching students at the very beginning, right? So I just, I really, really trusted, and I know that I have like faith. And you know what I told myself that really helped me? You don't have to see the whole staircase.
Yep,
You just
exactly.
take one step, and the path will reveal itself to you, right?
Yep, step by step.
Yeah, so just the universe told me that just go somewhere, and I started to talk with someone. Oh, and it became like my first like coaching student. So it was really like astonishing, and it's really like it's a really great feeling when the universe, because sometimes when we think about surprises, we think about negative surprises. But let me tell you, like, the universe has also an awesome and great surprises. If you just allow it,
Yep.
the universe is just like a little child. It wants to play. It wants to play. When you start to take everything seriously, when you start to obsess over the goal, when you start to have doubt, so is it going to happen? It's not going to happen. There's one question that you can ask yourself, and I took it from the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, which I think that it's a must. Eckhart Tolle, let's say, like, what problem do you have right now? Right now, not 5 minutes from now, not tomorrow, not an hour from now, right now. Like, thank God we're alive, we're breathing, right?
Yes.
Right? We have food, we have shelter, right? Most of us. But, so right now we don't really have any problems. Problem is something that we create by projecting ourselves to the future or thinking about the past. So I'm not saying there is not going to be obstacles and challenges that we sometimes need to overcome. But
Yes.
if this challenge, if you don't have anything to do about this challenge right now, so just let it go. If there's something that you can do, just do it and forget about it, about the result. Just do what you need to do. But if it's like something that you don't have any control over, that you just have to, to confront like in 2 days from now, but right now you can't really do anything about it. So what's the point, right?
Exactly.
So
That's our old programming, the old programming that is constantly analyzing, can we survive this? Is this an
mhm.
imminent danger? Is this going to destroy who I am? Is this going to take away everything that I have? Like that ego's job is to basically your logical mind is its job is to keep you alive. Point blank. So it wants to hyper analyze every single scenario that we can't control. Okay, if this happens, I'm going to do this. If this happens, I'm going to do this, and I can survive
Yes,
that. I might not be able to survive this sort of thing. Like it's a constant need to be reassured that you're going to be able to survive. excuse me, and Eckhart Tolle just basically pairs that completely away and says, what is facing you right now? Are you in imminent danger? If not, let it go, release it. This is not a threat to your existence, sort of thing. This is just how our brains have evolved. This is what we learned when we were kids. So the releasing control, completely counterintuitive, and for a lot of people your brain is going to scream, this is dangerous, this is dangerous, you're releasing
Yeah,
control, you're letting it go, what are you going to do?
because we were
um
programmed, right? And what about,
yeah.
we think about the worst case scenario. So what about the best case scenario, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, both things have equal chances. We tend to side with the
Yeah.
negative stuff, and then we get proven because that's what we've put out to the universe, and it's a
Yeah,
good
you know
copying
what?
machine. So that's what you get.
Yeah, and you know what? You don't have to be like a positive person or spiritual person. Oh, just think positively, which is we can't really do it, right? This is another issue in the spiritual community that you think that you have to think good thoughts all the time, but it's not possible, right? But
It's not sustainable.
yeah, you can practice just being in the
Present.
present moment. Yeah,
Yep.
being present and being, how do you say it? Like you're good either way, right? You're good either
De-
way. What?
detached.
Yeah,
Detached.
just detached, and you're good either
Whatever.
way. Yeah, whatever. And usually, so you don't have to be like to believe in this think positive and all these things. Just be like logically, just think about it. There's a 50-50% the things will go wrong or things will go right, right? So why are we obsessing on the 50%, the things that are
That can
going
go
to,
wrong.
yeah, why? So it's not even like logically wise, like it's not even like, you don't have to be like some kind of, spiritual person or positive person, but there's like in 50% it's a lot, right? But we take those 50% and put our focus on it. And then because we think about it over and over again, we experience stuff that we don't need or want or desire in our reality. And then we ask ourselves, oh, I don't know why am I experiencing it, right? I'm not saying sometimes things are happening that it's not on our control, but mostly, right? Mostly, right? So,
Mostly.
and we don't even have the awareness. So, how do you start to touch? The first thing, just start to have awareness about. Ask yourself, you know what? I want this goal. Am I experiencing anxiety over it? Am I clinging to it? Am I projecting worst case scenarios? Just by being aware, you will start to catch yourself. Oh, am I asking why is it not here yet? Right? And you know what
you're
we
check
all
you're checking
experience?
that seed. You want to dig up that seed and check and see if it's got roots yet. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, and we all experience. I'm sometimes reminding myself to do it. It never ends, right? It never ends. It's an inner walk, but just having the awareness. And when you start to catch yourself, just shift. I'm not saying because it's really hard to stay detached. So the way that I found is just shift from worry to trust,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And
So
the trust is the releasing of the control. It's allowing the timing to unfold naturally, to have it flow. Again,
yeah,
taking that fist that you're
like
holding on tightly and releasing.
yeah, just when you start to clean, ask yourself, where am I not trusting? So if
Yes.
you just practice trusting more, automatically you will be more detached. So you don't have to start figuring out, oh, how am I detaching right now? I need to detach. I have to detach, right? This is also using resistance, right? So
Because now
just
you're
shift your focus. Yeah, just don't look at it. Just shift from worrying to trust, right?
and
And
it's going to be
automatically,
hard. It's going to be
Yeah,
hard.
but you know what? It's a practice, and like I said, you don't have to believe it. Just put it to the test. And I'm sure we all had those kind of experiences when you just didn't care about something, and it show up,
Yep.
and you're like, oh, when I needed it, like it wasn't there,
And
but now, thank you,
yes,
universe. I
and
don't need it anymore, right? Because sometimes, and a lot of the time, you're in a better place and you're like, I don't even believe that I really wanted this thing, right? Because you evolved. So the universe knew that this is the right time to give it to you because because you are not supposed really to be there, right? You are
yeah,
supposed to be in a much better place, right? So that's why sometimes it looks like it's against us, but actually it's just part of the bigger picture that we
yep.
can't really see with our eyes, right?
And that's where having the trust and the detachment is. And also still remembering the universe is not on a budget. It is abundance. Just because, somebody else won, well, let's use the lottery as an example right here.
Yeah.
So there were a couple of people here in the States that won the Powerball, which was it was almost $2 billion sort of thing. Well, do you think that because they got that money that now there's not enough for you? No, because the
Right.
universe is abundance. There's enough for everybody. I mean, we're taught that there's not enough and that there's lack and there's need, and you have to scramble and scrape and hustle to get by. You got to work hard, you got to claw your way up, but that creates resistance. As
That
you
creates
said,
resistance.
it
Right.
creates lack. It creates a lack mindset. So we need to break ourselves of this habit of thinking, well, if I want more, that means somebody else needs to take less. No, there's more than enough for everybody to go around.
Right.
We just got to get out of that mindset that we were brought up with.
Yeah, and it starts with our mindset. Mindset is everything, right? We are the cause
Exactly.
and then we see the effect, right? So just by,
Exactly.
you know what, Marnie, I say it all the time, awareness is 90% of the solution. So I invite the viewers, but if you are in the chat or if you are watching the replay, just ask yourself, where in your life am I holding on too tightly?
Too tightly. That's a really good one. Yeah.
Just ask yourself,
Yes.
and you know what? You'll be surprised because most of the time, a lot of the time, we're not really aware of this pattern, right?
Yep. Exactly.
So you will have to shed the light of your awareness to see that little spot. But once you do, this is going to shift like everything for you. You will start to feel better. Everything will come
Yeah.
to you more effortlessly. You will
Yes.
see more signs and synchronicities from the universe, right?
Yes. Yep. When you give
Right?
up, when you detach,
Yeah. Well, it's
when you
yes.
release
So
control.
of course, so it's not giving up what you want, it's giving up the attachment to what you want. And it's very simple,
It
right?
is very
It's,
simple.
it's so simple that it's really hard to believe. So
It
I
is.
challenge
But
you,
there's the
put it to
answer.
the test, put it to the test,
Yes.
share all the things you experience and all your results in the chat. And so final words, Moni?
Oh, I'm sorry. I love doing lives with you, but this has to be my favorite one so far because this particular subject is very near and dear to me. This was
Mm-hmm.
one of the very hardest lessons to learn, that I was the reason that I wasn't receiving things. I was putting up a block to the universe. And you
Yeah,
have
I
to
remember when we had this conversation. I was a little tough with you. I was a little tough, but it was tough love, right?
It was. It's good. It's and again, this is one of those, it was something that I needed to hear at that time. And that is one of those. This The universe uses other people to help deliver
Right.
messages and things that you need to know. You've put out the ask and you're allowing for how it's going to show up, however it shows up.
Right.
So
So if
keeping
this life like found you, like there is no coincidence in the universe. So there is something in this video that you need to hear, right? Nothing is a
It's a
coincidence.
synchronicity. Yeah,
Yeah.
no coincidences, just synchronicities.
Yes,
Yes.
so just giving up, it doesn't mean quitting. It doesn't mean that you give up the thing you desire. It just means that you give up the resistance and you give up the attachment to the thing, right? It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It doesn't mean that if we were to let go, we are not going to receive it, right? It's counterintuitive. When you're going to let go, you're going to create the space and the circumstances to bring it to you, right? So have faith. I hope that you find value in this live or if you're watching the replay. And we are going to see you next Wednesday with a new topic, right? With an interesting
It's
topic.
going to be awesome. So just remember for this week upcoming, everybody, that when you see this video, you find out where it is that you're holding on to things too tightly. And I want you to just go, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever.
my
It's the
magic
power
word.
of whatever. Just let it go, whatever. She taught me that. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. So thank you so much for being in our live. We appreciate you so much. And we're going to see you next Wednesday. So bye bye for now.
Ah,
Mommy.
oh, here we go. Back it up. Almost. There you go.
Bye everyone. Love
Thanks,
you.
everybody. Bye.
Bye bye.